I don't have anything.
Gary?
Well, I don't have anything, Board of Supervisors have, but I want to say something personally if I can. I know that he'll be recognized a little bit later on, but, you know, as a citizen of Wood County, and just as me, you know, personally, I want to thank, you know, Martha and you, Bucky, and Maggie for your service. I got to tell you, I didn't know exactly everything the Board of Supervisors did, and the time and the dedication involved, as you know, just you know, as a citizen. And again, this is, you know, Gary Houseman, citizen of Wood County. I want to you know, go on record thanking you all for what you've done.
Thank you, Gary. You don't have anything?
I don't have anything else.
Danny?
Well, I can concur with what Gary just said, but I do have something. I've had at least 2 complaints about, and I think it's the Enterprise, I don't know who's doing it, or throwing these things out in people's eyes. I think it was going on in the town quite a bit, and I was hoping that Scott would be here today. These citizens are quite upset. They say they don't want to pick it up. It's a mess in their driveway. They got 2 or 3 laying there now. Nobody's coming back to pick them up. And the way I understood it through the town, I maybe don't have this 100%. If nobody picked it up within a couple of days, whoever threw it out was supposed to be coming back and picking them up. But I don't think that's happening, and citizens are getting upset about it. They say it's littering their property, and they don't want it. You know, if they want to send them a direct mail, then that citizen can take it out of the mailbox and decide what they want to do with it. But they don't want it thrown in their yards or their driveways. At least the ones that call me, and there's 2 of them.
Well, Danny, I was at the town council meeting in Roy Creek, and they were having that same problem, and they said the same thing, is that they had gotten assurance that if nobody picked it up within 24 hours, they would come back and get it. But that certainly hasn't happened at my place.
Sheriff, we might want to involve you in this discussion. I don't know if we can.
Oh, I already had a discussion with you.
Okay. You want to give us any insight into this?
I told him if we caught him throwing stuff out of the vehicle into the driveway, he would be charged with it.
Who is it exactly? Is it the Enterprise?
It is the Enterprise.
Is there a number that, at the town council retreat, they were talking about that there was a number that you could call to tell them, to give them your address and tell them not to throw the paper out? Is that, I'm assuming that they're...
When I talked to them, I was advised by the person I talked to that they had received hundreds of complaints.
Good.
And what I understand, a lot of people have started going back to the Enterprise office and throwing the containers back up there on their front porch.
That's a fault.
But as far as the number to not get them, I don't know. I haven't received any since I talked to the gentleman who told me I was going to charge him with trespassing. I honestly haven't seen any in my since then.
Well, this gentleman that called me was just last week, and he said they just started showing up, and he thought they were venturing out into the county.
Oh, they've been out in the county for quite some time.
And the other call was a neighbor of his, which I'm sure that they had understood, both of them called me, that I got the point, and I didn't. Okay.
Well, a couple of days before Christmas, they came up my way, actually apparently pulled up into my driveway, you know, and threw one out at my house and at my sister-in-law's house.
I understand over in Piney, it's not my area, but they're at every gate.
I was going to say, I talked to a guy at Southern States, and he said they throw them out everywhere. He said they're throwing them in driveways, if there's a gate hole, everything.
Well, they called and said you all are just throwing them out to get rid of them, and nobody lives at every gate.
There ain't nobody picking them up in time into the ditches, and they end up with several in it. I walk it from my school every day. It's very obvious, you see. I believe we just come along.
Mr. Dalton, let me ask you, sorry, the chairman, and maybe you get with Scott and see, and maybe the town, because I know the town's done a lot of research, to see if we can't put a little light in the police stop or do it another way. I guess that's the bottom line.
And also town road truth.
In the town road,
Because
police
they're
also
having
doing
some problem.
Well, we have an ordinance, don't we?
Well, the state
Well, you
law
got
about
state law,
littering.
yeah.
And I think that's what the sheriff, he and I talked
Litter,
about it the
my
other day.
opinion.
The issue is you gotta catch them.
That's the thing. I thought I had it the other morning.
Well, the last.
When I ran him down, it turned out to be the paper carrier.
What did they say?
They said that they were putting dots, a yellow dot or orange dot, on mailboxes that the people that wanted them, and they were coming back 24 hours later. If there wasn't no dot or whatever, they were picking them back up. But, I like you, there's 2 or 3 laying in front of my house
Yeah.
on the side of the road, and last week they even drove up into my house and threw it.
That's the first time they've done that to us.
Would you like us to write a letter and invite them, right, next board?
Do that.
I wouldn't have no problem with that.
It was a representative out of Tennessee or where the home office is.
Yeah, the rest of the media general.
I tell you, the best way to handle that, this board thought it was advertising in that paper. You seen how all the good Home Depot, deal with full of thing off there, or Lowe's, I mean.
Okay.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Megan?
I don't have a thing except to say it sure has been a fast 4 years. We've worked hard, it's been done. I miss you guys.
Thank you. Troy?
Mr. Chairman, I had a few things to bring up, but we have got all the paperwork on the start waiting for next meeting.
Gene?
I don't have anything except for to agree with Dan. I have to agree with Danny because of the papers and Gary. It's been enjoyable working with y'all.
I have a letter from the town addressed to me, dear Mr. Sheriff. The town council has asked that I contact you regarding the finalization of the sale of the jail property on Monroe Street to the town of Whitman. As you will recall, the Board of Supervisors and the council reached an agreement a number of years ago wherein the property would be sold to the town for $50,000. The council feels that this property is very important to maintain the Withers Park area and would like to proceed with purchasing the property. We are in a position to close the meeting. If possible, we would appreciate the board taking action at its next meeting to proceed with the sale of this property to the town of Whitman. Best wishes, Wayne Sutherland. I think we discussed that a little bit at our last meeting. I feel like we need to respond to the town in some manner.
Well, as a citizen of the town and the county, which town members are, I would like to see the town receive this. But I'm just not sure, I think we need to have other people that's been elected maybe involved in this. I would vote for it, to be quite honest with you right now. But is it a push to get through, or, I don't understand. Maybe we ought to look at something else. We sell it outright. We do like the school board does, and give them a long-term lease. Who's to say what's gonna happen 30, 40 years from now, 50 years? And is our liability over that gas supposedly leakage over with? Can anybody answer these questions? That's my concern before we do it. And also, I believe, well, I don't wanna go any farther right now. I just don't know.
I don't agree with this agreement must have been a few years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it was 6 years
I was
ago.
gonna say 202.
Oh, because I don't.
When?
202.
Oh, well, that was even before me.
When?
202 when we.
But you could get a little interest or something to that, I mean, that's, for a long time to sit here and wait for nothing.
Why, does anybody know why it didn't go through the last time? I mean, did it just get dropped, or?
I thought they agreed to make payments, didn't they?
Well, the request, not for the letter, the request was, we would like to pay you $50,000, or the offer was $50,000, interest free for 5 years. That was what they sent back to us, and the board looked at it. Obviously, during that period, there's been numerous companies inside the jail building with carbon filters stripping out the hydrocarbons out of the ground. I think the last one was the gas station across the street, and that's still in the process. My understanding, talking with them, that they made an application for a Brownsville's grant. Their intent was consummated, that they're gonna tear the jail down.
Oh, good. Let the public go after them.
That's what I said, when I heard this, gonna tear it down, I said, give it to them, then, I don't wanna sell it to them, just give it to them, let them fight it.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this, I've seen, they have a long-range plan for that whole area, and it would enhance Whitfield, in my opinion. So I'm not opposed at all of letting them have it, it's just, how do we let them have it, how do we resolve this? I mean, we made a deal, 5 years, and that's 7, this is going on 12. There's a little difference in here. I think we just need to revisit it, just and let everybody have an opportunity to see. But I will go on record right now, say, that I like that long-term plan, but, I think eventually that's where it should be. I think that would benefit the citizens of Wood County, including the town of Woodville.
And things have changed a little bit, we didn't have the annex building, we didn't own the annex building in the little square over the other two.
Well, Mrs. King talked to me, and I just said, well, I don't have a problem.
In 2002, when they made that offer, I guess my I'm asking, why was it not, did the board vote no? Did they table it? I don't, I mean, if they made the offer then, and they wanted to pay $50,000 interest-free over 5 years, I mean, why did the deal not go through? That's,
I don't remember, Gary.
well,
We prepared a deed and sent it over. It's just one of those issues, and I would assume, not speaking for them, I would assume we were doing all that gas remediation. That was so clear, nobody wanted to do it. Because we gave, the board after that gave permission for DEQ to insert this carbon filters inside the jail, and DEQ's been paying the electric bill on that jail ever since, running those carbon filters.
so it wasn't any hesitation on the board's part, it was hesitation on the family.
I think it was just non-action vote, just, it was in there, people were having problems. If you paid any attention over there, there's been all kinds of test wells put on the neighbor's property, our property, across the street, up the street. And I think just people find out what's going on, everybody was, no action was good action. And if it didn't change anything, they were still using the property, interest-free, no payment for their convenience center, because it includes the bleachers and part of the park, and the walking track, et cetera.
I'm gonna say one other thing, having served on town and county committee. There is a good relationship with Whitfield, and we don't want to mess with that.
I agree.
That's important. And I was gonna point out the fact that we talk about it being in jail, but it does actually go to the branch that's on the other side of the parking lot, and all the way across the state. So it's, more than just a jail itself.
Well, I would suggest that we table it until, I don't feel like I have enough information. I mean, I'd like to know how much property is there. I don't know, I mean, I know Buck described it, and also, you know, our expenses that we've had.
Well, we had a survey, we compared pillar, and we had the deed drawn up, and you know, we can provide all that information, full of minutes. That'd probably be the most.
So when we send them a deed or a contract, they just didn't respond?
We just have, and, but, on the other hand, was there any urgency to do so?
No.
I mean, if you have full access to the property, use it.
Well, I can say, ultimately, I think that's the way it should go. It's just making sure we
Oh,
take it together.
I think that whole square, or corner, or block, or whatever, at some point, they have everything except the annex. Whether you lease it, the school lease was for 50 years. I pulled it out. You just tied to the school lease, it's the same thing. Who's out anyway?
They don't own one of the houses they turned down there yet.
No. I think the neighbors still own it.
Feel like.
I understand.
Okay. Well, I guess, we'll move on with, no action at this time. Is that acceptable to everybody?
Well, I certainly think, excuse me, we ought to respond to the town that we're looking into it or whatever, and not just leave it hanging.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. We need to,
And even if we just say, we discussed the table until January.
maybe some of the town and county committees get together and resolve.
Yeah, that would give, yeah.
Well, I will refer it to the, town and county committee, whoever that might be.
Well, typically, that's always been the east and west.
East and west supervisors.
That's been the standard
Right.
for years and years.
And I would assume it would continue that way unless someone objected. Other than that, I don't have anything. Again, I would just like to express my appreciation to all, excuse me, all of you all for the opportunity to serve the citizens of Witt County. I can't help but think about the time we've been talking about when fold up newspapers thrown out. If we don't have any bigger problems than that, you know, we've got to make it. I would invite any of those who are concerned about trash to come out and help me clean up my farm. But I do really appreciate the opportunity to serve the citizens. Been pleased. Anybody, any other supervisors thought of anything else they want to bring forward? Hearing none, we'll move on to committee reports. First being the water committee.
The Water Committee met on Tuesday, December the 20th, 2011, and make the following recommendations. To to allow customers on Route 619 from the intersection of Ricky Road to Route 94 that missed the deadlines to reduce the connection fee an additional 30 days to pay the reduced fee.
That recommendation comes from the committee, it needs no second, any discussion?
Is that 30 days from the day, Jim?
Well, that's what I was going to get ready to ask you. I was going to say it's got to be 30 days from today because a 30-day extension would have already expired, right?
So 30 days
From today. That,
I would assume it's 30 days from the action of the board.
that's what I would presume.
Well, why did they miss the deadline to begin with?
There's a whole discussion about that.
I was gonna say, they say they didn't get the letters and didn't get informed about it. The way I understand it, I think we're trying to work it out to where now, when we do a water project, that we have some kind of proof that comes back that tells us they did get the letter. I mean, we had water employees that said they did give them the letter, you know. but I
And we
mean,
have water employees that talk to them personally, but then, you know, the people said, well, they thought that if they, you know, well, that was just a discussion and, you know, and
I
that's
think
what I'm saying.
everybody acknowledges that there was a discussion and they signed the paper.
Yeah.
Some say that they didn't get a copy of the paper. Some felt that they would have gotten another letter notification. The procedures that the water committee's put in place now, two letters, registered letter and a regular letter. And also, the inspector will meet with them in the field to locate the meters. So the follow-up letters will verify to remedy this occurrence that might happen.
And there was there only 2 or 3 people to this effect?
So we felt it was better to be flexible in this situation and learn from our mistakes and move forward.
Any more discussion? Do a roll call vote on it, Mark.
Aye.
Aye. 7-4, none opposed. Next item?
All right, the next one is to amend and appropriate $3,384 to water professional services, line 4401-43100, for Witt County's portion of the Staley Springs pilot study.
That's a pilot study that they had to do for the water as a prelude to looking at connecting Witt County with going out Route 11 to Smith County, to make that interconnection. But before we do that, we're required to do a professional study. And it's split, I think, 3 ways, Witt County, Smith County, and the town of Retreat. And so this is our portion of it.
This is our third.
Any more discussion? Thank you, Gary. We do a roll call vote on that, Gene?
Aye.
Aye.
7-4, none opposed. Number 3.
To accept the amendment to the engineering contract for Old School Road Waterline Extension Project not to exceed $35,476.
And that's to extend that out there to the regular boys barn.
It goes on out the Old School Road past Wolf in there. It loops back in down, comes all the way back, gets all those houses on the ridge, loops back into Old School Road.
I was gonna say, it's actually gonna put a loop on the end of that line.
And this is grant money. The bids came in, we had several $100,000 left, all grant money. Rural Development Screen allows us to extend this water line, use this grant, pick up additional customers.
Sounds like a winner to me. Any more discussion? Roll call vote, Mark.
Aye.
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 Aye. Anything else from the, water committee? Hearing none, we'll move on to the budget committee.
The Budget Committee met December the 21st, 2011, and we recommend the following actions. To amend and appropriate $180 to animal control. These funds are from the sale of animal-friendly license plates in Wood County and are to be used to support sterilization programs for dogs and cats.
Committee recommendation needs no second. Any discussion? Do a roll call vote on that, Gene.
Aye.
Aye, 7-4, none opposed. Number 2.
To amend and appropriate $9,240 for the Line of Duty Act coverage.
Discussion?
Is this payment for a year or?
The animal control, well, they covered under that line of duty.
The one employee that's appointed by the sheriff, the code enforcement officer, Mr. Dunford's covered.
He didn't know the single pay rate, the 2,500.
He received pay increase, but he did not receive increases. The sheriff paid out of police activity funds since he's not a PAF employee.
I know when I was talking to him, and he said he got 3%, I said, we should go a little more, so, no, he didn't get it.
That's because the board pays in to the sheriff, all the increases in the sheriff's department came out of police activity.
Any more discussion?
I think the $9,240 is considerably less than it would have been, and we opted to go with VRS, is that not right?
Yes.
We do a roll call vote, Martha?
Aye.
Aye. Number 3.
To proceed with application to AEP for efficiency incentive funding for the upgrade of lighting throughout the county facilities. This is just to make the application.
Discussion?
I think Mr. Bowers had an energy audit, you're talking about the lighting throughout the county, and how if we switch, how much it would cost and what the payback would be. But the budget committee felt that before we did any of that, made a recommendation for that AEP right now is providing some incentive funding, which in our case would be somewhere around $23,000, $24,000, which approached like half the change. So we just wanted to see if we could get that before we made a recommendation. So that's what, I think that's.
Well, we'll do a roll call vote on it, Martha.
Aye.
Aye. 7-4, none opposed.
And the only other thing you all put on our platter was the shirts, and the reason it didn't happen, VDOT didn't show up, so it's on hold till next month.
Why are you smiling?
Good luck, Gary.
Thank you, Martha. Then we'll move on to County Administrator's report.
Mr. Chairman, you have in the board package a copy of the annual agreement between the Wood County Board of Supervisors and the Department of Health in regards to their funding.
We need a motion here just to authorize to sign.
Yes, sir.
I would so move.
And moved and seconded, any discussion?
Why is this so late coming?
A lot of times we don't get it till June,
Oh, okay.
so it's pretty early this year compared to some years.
Let's do a roll call vote on the motion.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I'll say one thing. At this point, I'm going to abstain from this because I don't feel comfortable right now in knowing exactly what the family planning services are. So I will probably abstain.
Roll call vote, Martha?
Ah,
I abstain.
I would say aye.
Aye. 6-4 and 1 abstention. Do you have anything on behalf of the county administrator? Ms. Dalton? I mean, county of the...
No, I do.
Of the county attorney.
I would like to report that the lease that we've discussed with a recycling company down across the tracks, transfer station, has fallen apart. The lease, proposed leaseholder could not get a right-of-way through the Illinois property to make that happen. He was notified us last Friday. He was withdrawn. He was going to look at another location.
with camp.
Yes.
No action needed on that at this point in time. Move on to new business. First item being the consent calendar.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any discussion? Roll call vote, Gene.
Aye.
And aye. Now, Vice Chairman's favorite subject, subdivision ordinance.
Mr. Chairman, I feel sure that all of us think we need a little more time to look at these changes. And I would move that we postpone this at least until next meeting before any action is taken. Because there's bunches of these things that need to be given consideration, and I don't feel prepared to do it today. I feel like I didn't have enough time.
May, based off county attorney's email down Friday, there's two places the subdivision ordinance needs to go for discussion. One's for the county attorney to be sure it complies with state law. The second, Virginia Department of Transportation has to review subdivision ordinance for approval. And since December 31st, the new regulations, secondary road standards are being implemented, I would suggest that we send this on both of those locations for report. And when they have the report or comments back, then the board take it up.
Then that'll be my motion, Mr. Chairman.
Mark, would you like to go out with a blade and second that?
Oh, man. I couldn't believe this was on there. I called the chairman up.
Yep.
He wasn't too happy to hear from me.
But, I'll just give you a little bit of background.
Steve wants to say something.
Yeah.
I think you're getting ready to say, go right ahead, Mr.
Okay,
Chairman.
as the liaison to the planning commission, a couple of months ago, they've been working on updating, this, for some time. And, they work on a little bit of it each meeting, and, I suggested that they, might wanna complete that process and have something, that met with their approval to give to the board, because there was a possibility that 4 members of the planning commission might not be there after the start of the new year, and I didn't want to see them lose the wisdom of the 4 members. Now, whether they remain on there or not remains to be seen. But that would be quite a burden to dump on a new planning commission that had a majority of people that had no experience with it. So it was my suggestion for them to try to get it completed and present it to the board in the time frame that they did. And they've done that. Stephen, you want to add anything?
No, that's what I wanted to add, was there was everyone trying to put it on you right before the end of the year, but to get those members that have worked hard on it, and several of those members have had many years of experience on working on the planning commission, and you know, in a brief summary, it wasn't to fundamentally change the subdivision ordinance, but the things that they continue to see variances about, or, you know, part of it is the reading of the subdivision ordinance, and Ms. Hawthorne was a big advocate of that it was difficult in following all the aspects of the subdivision ordinance and trying to put the 7 amendments back into it. So this primarily codified it back into one ordinance, and with her editorial and writing ability, made it a much more user-friendly document to go from. So that, you know, obviously I do think there will be lots of going back and forth and work to be done, but that was their main push to get something, while those members were there that invested a lot of time into it and had experience, some of them almost 6 to 10 years or more experience with the current subdivision ordinance.
Well, I have something I want to say. In fact, I called Mr. Hale, and I knew they had been out on the campaign trail, and I knew they had been hearing a lot about this. And I asked him, I still hear about it. And I asked him what he was hearing, and he and I are hearing about the same thing. It's not so much the document as it is the personnel. I don't know why the personnel in this building cannot line these tasks up and get people going in the right direction. Not unless they're running into a problem with the lot. I thought we had addressed that when I first came on the board, that they would be handed a piece of paper that said, 1, you do this, 2, you do this, 3, you do this. And I still get complaints.
Having lived through it, it's an onerous process. It's an
Yes, it
onerous
is.
process. It really is. If there's something that we can do to make it easier, and again, I have to tell you, I'm not talking so much about professional developers, people who are doing it, you know, to make money, but you know, the big one is for for families that want to want to sell some land because it's their inheritance, or they want to divide it up. We don't make it nearly easy enough to to understand. And I mean, I'm going to tell you, I went through it, and of course, Stephen, you know that I did, and I think that I can read and understand things pretty well, and it took me months and months and months just to make a simple division. So whatever we do, if we can make it easier for people, and especially for families that are dividing land.
Well, we had Keith Knight do ours. And I thought he was very much up on Wood County. And he just about lost his mind. We were constantly going back to get flat. That's my last hurrah.
And in this same vein, I would like to ask Mr. Barr if he could check on one thing for me, because I had an appraiser who also worked with surveyors tell me that surveyors outside of Wood County are very hesitant to come into Wood County to do any work because of the restrictive and the rule, just rule-bound subdivision ordinances we have. That, and if they do come into the county, that they charge more in Wood County than they do in other counties. Is that a possibility that you can research that?
I can look into it and see.
Because if we're doing something that is costing Witt Countyans, you know, the citizens of Witt County more to get a survey done than it is in Carroll County or Smith County or Blaine County or whatever, then we're doing them a disservice.
That's right.
And I check it all the time. I mean, Carroll County just adopted a new ordinance, or revised or did a new ordinance within the last year or so. Is that correct, Mr. Dalton, on their subdivision ordinance? And so I'll have to check. I mean, there may be some changes there. But I'll look at it and see.
If you would, please, I would appreciate that.
The only other comment I would make on it is I know that the media has attempted to make an issue out of the subdivision ordinance to the oncoming members of the board. And I think it's appropriate that they have some ownership in the final.
They're gonna have to deal with it.
Well, I didn't say it quite that blunt.
Well, that's what they're gonna deal with.
You know, it's costing us, that's what we're saying.
But, anything else on the subdivision order? Do we need any action to postpone it? We know we have the request from the county attorney to allow him to look at it and see whether.
Well, I think we haven't voted on that, have we? And that should bring it back up.
Maggie made a motion to
Yeah.
refer to
Excuse me, I forgot about
the county
Maggie.
attorney and send it to VDOT for their comments.
Need to remind me every now and then, Maggie. All right, Maggie's motion, and it's been seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. I heard you loud and clear, Mark. All right. We have a closed meeting scheduled. Would it be appropriate to go ahead and do the recognition thing first?
Sure. If we had this cook here, yes, council.
I think we've gathered them in.
I didn't want to go to that way.
All right. First one. I'm going to determine the order of it.
You may.
And you're first in a lot of things, and you're going to be first in this.
Thank you.
Witt County Resolution 2011-13 honoring Margaret O. Poole. Whereas Margaret O., known as Maggie Poole, was elected on November the 6th, 2007 by the citizens of the Fort Chisholm Magisterial District of Witt County as their representative to the Board of Supervisors and began serving on January the 1st, 2008. And whereas Maggie Poole devoted countless hours to Witt County serving on the Southwest Virginia Agriculture Exposition Center Committee, Building and Grounds Committee, Personnel Committee, Budget Committee, New River Valley Regional Jail Authority, the Extension Leadership Council, and numerous other boards during her tenure on the Board of Supervisors. And whereas her support, devotion, and love of Witt County assisted in the following: the use of transportation districts and revenue sharing funds to pave dirt roads, development of infrastructure and lots in Progress Park, a 1,210-acre lot, industrial site, super industrial site, projects with the town of Wistful and Bland County through the Crossroads Regional Industrial Facility Authority. Creation of many high-paying jobs due to the local support for expansion of existing industries, and the location of 4 new industries within the county, many multi-jurisdictional projects, the renovation of county schools, and funding improvements to the Mountain Empire Airport. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Witt County Board of Supervisors assembled in this regular session on the 27th day of December 2011 does hereby express its heartfelt appreciation to Margaret O. Maggie Poole for her time and service to the citizens of Witt County, and and does hereby wish her and her family well in the future. And be it further resolved, that this resolution be entered into the official minutes of the Witt County Board of Supervisors. Maggie,
Very nice, buddy.
thank you.
Thank you.
Maggie, you gonna give a speech?
No.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that
That's
that
so lucky
resolution
that I appreciate.
be put in,
Be passed.
be passed, yeah.
I'd second that, sir.
Been moved and seconded to pass the resolution honoring Ms. Poole. Any discussion?
You can't have it back.
Roll call vote on it, Gene.
Aye.
Aye.
Ah,
And aye. Did you vote aye for it, Maggie?
I voted that for it.
Good for you.
Get it back.
Good for you. All right. Next, we have Witt County Resolution 2011-12 honoring Martha P. Umberger. Whereas Martha P. Umberger was appointed by the Witt County Board of Supervisors to fill the unexpired term of Annie B. Crocker Stark for the West Blissville Magisterial District on January the 24th, 2006. And whereas Martha P. Umberger was elected on November the 6th, 2007 by the citizens of the West Blissville Magisterial District of Witt County as their representative to the Board of Supervisors and began serving on January the 1st, 2008. And whereas her leadership and devotion to her work led her fellow members of the Witt County Board of Supervisors to name her vice chairman in 2008, 2010, 2011. And whereas she has served as a member of the Witt County School Board from 1996 to 2004. And whereas she devoted countless hours to Witt County serving on the County Committee, the Budget Committee, the Alcohol Safety Committee, Personnel Committee, Wistful to Rural Retreat Interconnect Committee, Economic Development Committee, Sesquicentennial Committee, and numerous other boards during her tenure on the Board of Supervisors. And whereas her support, devotion, and love of Witt County assisted in the following: the use of transportation districts and revenue sharing funds to pave dirt roads, development of infrastructure and lots in Progress Park, a 1,210-acre super industrial site, projects with the town of Westland and Bland County through the Crossroads Regional Industrial Facility Authority, creation of many high-paying jobs due to the local support for expansion of existing industries, and the location of 4 new industries, such as Gatorade, within the county and many multi-jurisdictional projects. Now therefore be it resolved that the Witt County Board of Supervisors assembled in regular session this 27th day of November 2011 does hereby express its heartfelt appreciation to Martha P. Umberger for her time and service to the citizens of Witt County, and does hereby wish her and her family well in the future. Be it further resolved that this resolution be entered into the official minutes of the Witt County Board of Supervisors. Signed by the chairman.
Now, may I make a speech?
You may.
Only if it's short.
Make it what?
Only if it's short.
Only if it's short. Well, I just want to say, I've never worked with a group as nice as this. And we have, maybe we didn't always disagree, but we became friends and we worked through our problems. And even though we haven't moved real fast because of the economy, we are moving. We've got water everywhere.
Especially today.
Especially today.
Thank you, Martha. At this point, I'll accept motion to pass the resolution.
I so move. Oh.
Go ahead. You make it, I'll second.
Okay, I so move.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Do a roll call vote on it. Gene?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Martha.
All right. This
All right.
is Witt County,
Go ahead.
Witt County Resolution 2011-11 honoring with the sheriff. I will sit down because this is long. With the Bucky Sherritt was elected on November the 7th, 1995 by the citizens of Wythe County as their at-large representative on the Wythe County Board of Supervisors, and he began serving on January 1st, 1996. Whereas Wythe B. Sherritt served as a dedicated member of the Board of Supervisors for four consecutive 4-year terms ending on December 31st, 2011. And whereas his leadership and devotion to his work led his fellow members of the Wythe County Board of Supervisors to name him chairman in 1997 to 1999, 2004 to 2005, 2007 to 2011, and whereas he devoted countless hours to Wythe County, serving as a member of the various committees and boards, and is currently serving on the following: E911 Committee, Mountain Community Action Program, District 3 Board, Crossroads Regional Industrial Facility Authority, the Juvenile Detention Committee, Virginia First Regional Industrial Facility Authority, Mount Rogers Disability Service Board, Chief Local Elected Officials Board, New River Regional Water Authority, Mount Rogers Planning District Commission, the Local Emergency Planning Committee, Southwest Virginia Agricultural Exposition Center, Building and Grounds Committee, Town and County Committee, Reassessment Committee, Economic Development Committee, Withful to Rural Retreat Internet Committee, as well as many others during his tenure to the Board of Supervisors. And whereas his support, devotion, and love of Wythe County assisted in the following: purchase and development of Progress Park, a 1,210-acre super industrial site, the creation and implementation of the New River Valley New River Regional Water Authority, the creation of the first two regional industrial facility authorities in Virginia, the development of 3 crossroad regional industrial, creation of many high-paying job industries within the county, funding renovations of Rural Retreat Elementary School, Jackson Elementary School, Spiller Rural Retreat High School, the renovations to the Rural Retreat Lake Campground, including the construction of a new pool, the implementation of E911 system, supported the acquisition of the Austinville Wastewater Works, the design and construction of the Fort Chiswell wastewater treatment plant, supported the expanding county water systems, which grew from several hundred to 3,000 customers, and provided wastewater systems to the Grants Forge and Raper Ridge areas. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Wythe County Board of Supervisors assembled in regular session this, the 27th day of December, 2011, does hereby express its heartfelt appreciation to Wythe B. Bucky Sherritt for his time and service to the citizens of Wythe County, and does hereby wish him and his family well in the future. Be it resolved that this resolution be entered into the official minutes of the Wythe County Board of Supervisors. Martha P. Youngberger, Vice Chair. I even worked hard to get you elected.
I know you did. I appreciate it.
Do I have a motion?
You certainly have.
I'll second it.
All those, well, you do a roll call.
I think you should, you've got the floor.
Yeah.
Gee.
Aye.
Aye.
And I.
Okay. Are you gonna make a speech?
Well, I didn't really intend on it, but I will just say that it's been my pleasure to work with the citizens of Witt County and with the board. We've had a lot of changes in personnel on the board, and it's been my pleasure. It's really been pleasing to me to serve in different capacities that you mentioned. Fine people, and I enjoyed working with them. Thank you. All right, next. Witt County Resolution 2011-15 honoring Elizabeth C. Cook. Whereas Elizabeth Cook was appointed by Witt County Electoral Board to serve as General Registrar of Witt County beginning March 11, 1991. And whereas Elizabeth Cook has devoted countless hours to Witt County citizens and provided outstanding service as the General Registrar, has elected to retire on December 31st, 2011, after 20 years of service. And whereas her dedication, devotion, and love for the citizens of Witt County has allowed her to assist any eligible person to register to vote, provide voter cards, maintain voter records, work with candidates, maintain the absentee ballot poll location, amend the poll books, and work tirelessly with the Electoral Board to keep records and assist in the election process as required by the Constitution. Now therefore be it resolved that the Witt County Board of Supervisors assembled in regular session this 27th day of December 2011 does hereby express its heartfelt appreciation to Elizabeth C. Cook for her time and service as the General Registrar for Witt County, and does hereby wish her and her family well in the future. Be it further resolved that this resolution be entered into the official minutes of the Witt County Board of Supervisors. Ms. Cook, would you come forward? You've got to agree with the rest of us. This is great. It's been our gain, the work you've done. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you helping me through the process. I can never make it through.
Me too.
I was gonna say, I appreciate her keeping us out of jail when we ran, because she knew what we had to do and we didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know what all that red ink meant.
I go with that little black book.
You did a good job.
Thank you, thank all of you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I move that we accept this resolution and enter it into the record.
Been moved and seconded. Do a roll call vote on it. Martha?
Aye.
Maggie?
Aye.
Aye.
And aye, 7-4, none opposed. All right. Not done yet.
Who was the second on that? I heard it, but I didn't know which one it was. Mr. Roberts?
Yeah.
Thank you.
On brain dead.
Okay, Witt County Resolution 2011-14 honoring Mary N. Siskastle, Witt County Commissioner of Revenue. Whereas Mary N. Siskastle was elected to the position of Witt County Commissioner of Revenue on November the 8th, 1983, and began her duties as Commissioner of Revenue on January the 1st, 1984. And whereas Mary N. Siskastle has devoted 28 years and countless hours to Witt County citizens and provided exemplary service to the Witt County Commissioner of Revenue, and has elected to retire on December 31st, 2011. Whereas her dedication, devotion, and love for the citizens of Witt County has allowed her to modernize the Commissioner of Revenue's office from a paper-oriented office to an office that can be accessed from any internet-based computer. And whereas her foresight led to the tax maps being scanned and digitized to allow for remote access by every citizen of Witt County. And whereas Mary Ann Castle has overseen the record keeping for numerous Witt County ordinances to include the meals tax, the land use, the tax exemption for the elderly and handicapped. Her office annually assists thousands of Witt Countyans to file state taxes and assisted the Board of Supervisors in preparing revenue projections annually that were used in the next fiscal year budget. Now therefore be it resolved that the Witt County Board of Supervisors, assembled in regular session the 27th day of December 2011, does hereby express its heartfelt appreciation to Mary Ann Castle for her time and service to the Witt County Commissioner of Revenue. Does hereby wish her and her family well in the future. Be it further resolved that this resolution be entered into the official minutes of the Witt County Board of Supervisors.
Mr. Chairman, I move we accept this resolution.
Now, I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. We do a roll call vote on it. Ms. Castle, would you come forward? Thank you, sis. Thanks for all the effort you put forth. Now we'd like to have a speech.
Well, it's gonna be short. I appreciate, number one, I've enjoyed every year that I've served. This today is probably the hardest. I have enjoyed the citizens, I've enjoyed the cooperation that you all have given me, and, I appreciate the support that, and the guidance that Solella has given me and the other county officials. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this.
Thank you.
The motion has been made and seconded. We need a roll call, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Martha?
Aye.
All right. You didn't want to miss voting on your resolution, sis. Can't close.
I can't have it back either. I'm ready to go.
All right.
Could we have not voted on it and made them stay in office?
Don't think we could do that. Okay. Next item on the agenda is the closed meeting.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to address before we go into closed session?
No, sir, I have nothing.
And I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session for personnel.
Chairman, I move we go into the closed session under the Code of Virginia 2.2-3711-A-1, for the discussion of personnel.
We can, I need a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
To avoid you all having to leave, we can retire back to the conference room.
Have they got pictures? See it.